Can we have a round of applause for Brian and the team here who's put this together for us? It is an honor to be here, and I would like to share something about community entrepreneurship. The way I would describe community entrepreneurship is about 5 entrepreneurs getting together, kind of like a forum, working for the community. Yeah. And in order to demonstrate the difference between community entrepreneurship and the other kind of entrepreneurship that each one of us are used to, I would like us to quickly run through the different kinds of entrepreneurship that I know of. The solopreneur. The solopreneur is pretty much quite a few of us here in the room. We are lone warriors. We like to work alone. We like to kick some ass, but by ourselves, yeah? Then I move on to the next one, the entrepreneurial pairs. These are among the most successful entrepreneurs in the world. They work together. Their success is completely dependent on how they complement each other. So the entrepreneurial pairs are among the most successful ones. Apple is a good example. Next up is community entrepreneurship. Community entrepreneurship is something like a soccer team coming together. Maybe 5 of us from around the world. We collaborate and we pick up one of those 17 SDGs, or a few of them, or all of them. By the way, it also requires for us to collaborate with the 17 SDGs, the 17th SDG. It requires us to work together. And I want to move on to the next one on how this is relevant to each one of us. And as EO and YPO, we all run successful businesses here. We're all here because we have businesses running behind us already. I understand some of us are busy, some of us have a lot of things to do, but together we can achieve a lot more, and we're here for that particular reason too. So I would encourage each one of you to put away some amount of money in your company. Encourage the community entrepreneurs in your companies, the passionate ones that want to change the world. As leaders in your organization, you could start a small team of community entrepreneurs that could collaborate with the rest of the folks around in the world. I would like to share my journey with IndiVillage to demonstrate how we pursued community entrepreneurship and how it changed the world that we lived in back at home. We started off to bring economic opportunities to rural India. We had a friend who had an IT company, and he was doing rather well. And we used that stable business in IT services and created an adjacent business. An adjacent business is something that draws the stability from the stable software company and created this adjacent company where growth was projected. I remember my father, who is here with me today, who's traveled halfway across the world to be here. That's him out there, waving his hand. The choice was to buy a really fancy BMW or start a social enterprise. So we decided to start a social enterprise. I still got the BMW that you bought me. $100,000 later and 30 employees, we took a big plunge. We used something called as an adjacent business to that core stable business and started this business. Today, 10 years later, we do AI annotation for companies in e-commerce in Silicon Valley. We do annotation with AI again for agri-tech companies from Israel. We do $1 million with 30% margins. With those 30% margins, we're able to hit 10 out of the 17 SDGs. Yeah? We have 300 people that work for us, more than 50% women. We've provided 200 children completely free education, 4,000 people who have access to healthcare now, 3,000 families get clean water every day. And we provide about 12,000 nutritious meals to children that come to our schools a year. We are one of the 5 B corporations in India. I bring this up because there was a moment just like all of you here. There was intention, but it needed action. So the journey from intent to impact is what got us here, in this room actually. So the journey from intent to impact, I would like to add a few things that could make a big difference to each one of you here. As successful entrepreneurs, you have good businesses, you have access to resources. I give to you 5 levels in which you can make a difference to this world and attain those 17 SDGs. We picked evangelize, engage, enable, earn, and empower. Evangelize, simply pick a cause that's close to your heart and just simply evangelize it every time you get a chance. Engage is to contribute some time and efforts from your company towards the cause. Enable is actually create a project. Have some money and a team for good of the world and work on that project. Earn is to build a social enterprise or a community enterprise like Indie Village. Empower is the next stage where you have successfully built a community entrepreneurship, a good team that's stable, and you start empowering others to follow your footsteps. So quite interesting enough, I know how competitive this bunch can be. I figured you have evangelize, engage, enable, earn, and empower, and you draw that across a matrix of the 17 SDGs. And we thought we can create an impaculator. An impaculator, quite simply put, calculates your impact. I would be very amused to see how each one of our companies stack up against this. And the competitive lot that we are, and it's a great way to get action out of each one of us. Next, I figured that I got to give an easy way for the people in the room to remember how to approach this. So we did a program in Bangalore called EO Cares. It is a startup engagement program, but we chose to recycle it for this forum. It's a nice way to remember what the core message that I would like to share with you. EO Cares, and CARES stands for that. It's community entrepreneurship. Choose adjacent businesses to your stable core businesses. Leverage relationship-based customers, not that are looking for the lowest costs or prices. Work with an entrepreneurial team, and let's pursue that SDGs. As I wrap up today, I would like to share what it's done to our family business. Pursuit of these community entrepreneurship programs has done a world of good to my family business. In 2004, when I returned to my family business, we had 2 businesses. Today, we have 8. I would like to point out a couple of examples really quickly. We started real estate with 2 key employees, my brother and a friend. And today, we're doing about $20 million a year. So it's 5 of us that work together, not 2 or 1. I'd like to also point out an interesting project that's close to my father's heart. It's called Vayati. He's at 74, working on a startup to revive heritage handloom saris. And we got a bunch of these that we've carried all the way from India. These are handloom saris, hand-woven, handmade, and we plan to make some really nice saris over time and sell them around the world. So my father, who's 74, has also got into community entrepreneurship. And we have a bunch of these in the corner there, the Machanis, if they can raise their hands. please swing by and pick up one of these. We have enough for all of us. And as I wrap up my thoughts, I encourage each one of you to take a leap of faith and plunge into this world of community entrepreneurship. Friends, fellow entrepreneurs, future impact makers, current impact makers, I would like to share a quote from Dr. Abdul Kalam, the past president of India, who inspired me to get into this community entrepreneurship. I quote, "If you want to leave your footprints on the sands of time, do not drag your feet." Thank you. Ravi, Machani.